Assalamu alaikum, beautiful people. Welcome to another session with Simply Shanas. If you're serious about learning English, then subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get regular notifications. You may find the English lessons in my channel. Go to Simply Shanas playlist and find the English learning. If you wish to check other videos, click the relevant playlist. Now, let's get started with today's topic. Today, I have planned to teach you the 24 rules of Concord in English grammar. This is the most requested video from my subscribers and my students. Let's get this started. So first, let me explain you what is Concord. Concord in grammar means the agreement between the subject and the verb, or the agreement between a verb or a predicate and the other elements of a clause structure. In the use of Concord rules in English language, there are 24 rules of Concord. So in today's video, I will explain you the first 12 rules, and in the next video, I will explain you the remaining 12 rules. So rule number 1. Rule number 1 is subject and verb concord. When the subject in a sentence is singular, the verb should also be singular. For example, she goes. So she is a singular subject and goes is a verb, singular verb. Okay, so we must not say she go. Okay, whereas that becomes a plural verb. Also, when the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. For example, the girls go. The girls is a plural subject because it's not about one girl, it's about many girls. Okay, more than one. So, plural subject goes with a plural verb. So, plural verb is go, not the girls goes. Alright, so this is the first rule. Subject and verb concord. Now, rule number 2. Subject and object concord. When everybody or everyone is used, the object must be singular, not plural. Okay, when many people is involved, we use everyone or everybody. In that case, the object must be singular. For example, everybody knows his or her name. You should not say everybody knows their name. Okay? So this is rule number 2. Subject and object concord. Next, rule number 3. Mandative subjunctive concord. When prayer, suggestion, wish, demand, recommendation or resolution is used in a sentence, then the verb that follows must be plural. Whether the subject is singular or plural, it doesn't matter. The verb should always be plural. Okay? I'll repeat. When prayer, suggestion, wish, demand, recommendation or resolution is used in a sentence, the verb must always be plural. Do not worry about the subject. If it is singular or plural, it doesn't matter. The verb should be plural. So examples are given here. It has been suggested that he go, not goes away. So suggestion is used. The board has recommended that the manager resign, not resigns. Okay, so recommendation is used. Next, I pray that God help me on my upcoming examination, not God helps. Okay, so here prayer is used. In all the cases, the verb must be plural. This is rule number 3, mandative subjunctive concord. Next, principle of proximity. So this is rule number 4. This principle states that when there is list of nouns or pronouns at a level of subject, it is the nearest noun or pronoun to the position of the verb that will determine the choice of the verb. Okay, so example is given. Let's see. If James fails his examination, his teachers, his parents, his friends, or John to be blamed. The correct option to fill the blank space is not are. So the blank is given after John. So if James fails his examination, his teachers, his parents, his friends, or John is to be blamed, because at the subject level we have his teachers, his friends, his parents, and John. So there are four different people. In order to choose the correct verb, we will need to choose the nearest subject to the gap as the subject, which is John. So the nearest subject next to the blank space is John. So we use is, not are. This is the principle of proximity. Note: what makes us consider the only one noun or pronoun used in the sentence is because of the use of or. However, if conjunction is used, like and, all the nouns or pronouns used in this sentence will be considered as subject. Since only or is used, the nearest noun or pronoun are being considered. There is another example. If James fails his examination, his teachers, his parents, his friends, or I am to be blamed. The correct answer here is am, because the pronoun I is the nearest subject to the gap, that is a blank. So if I is a subject, the verb that goes along with I is am. Okay. So it is he is, I am, we are, she is, you are, it is, they are. Next, rule number 5. Many a concord. When many is used, the verb and the noun that follows must be singular. For example, many a candidate speaks, not candidates. Another one, many a girl is here, not girls, and not are. The actual meaning of statement 1 and 2 are many candidates and many girls. Next, rule number 6. A pair of concord. When a pair of is used, the verb should be singular. For example, a pair of trousers lies on the bed. We are not mentioning trouser and not lie. Okay? A pair of scissors lies on the table, not lie. The verb must be singular. So this is rule number 6, a pair of concord. So next is national concord. So that is rule number 7. National concord is also called collective noun concord. What is a collective noun? It is a noun that stands for many units that constitute that single word. For example, an audience, which means people who watch programs, and the congregation, which means worshippers, clergy, which means religion officers, a club, which means association of members. So whenever you use a collective noun, the verb that follows must be a plural verb. So this is a national concord. The verb that follows this collective noun must be a plural verb. Example, club is a collective noun of members. So we can also say member of this association. Our clubs meet once in a week. We will not say our club meets once in a week. We will say our club meet. However, in some situation, a single verb goes with a collective noun. So the principle is, if a collective noun performs an action, the plural verb that follows, but if not, a singular verb follows. Our club is celebrating its 20th anniversary today. In the above statement, you can see that our club performs no action, hence a singular verb is used. Our club are going on a vacation tomorrow. You can see from the above sentence is different from the first sentence. Here, the club is performing an action, which means they're going on a vacation. Hence, we will use a plural verb are. Our club are going on a vacation tomorrow. In compliance with the rule, the audience are partial in their judgment of the winner. The answer is or, not is. The sentence will not be the audience is partial. The sentence will be the audience are partial because the collective noun performs an action which is judgment. Next, rule number 8, parenthesis. The parenthesis statement is an additional statement to what has already been said before. A parenthetical statement should not be considered in choosing the verb that will follow. For example, the teacher is in the class. The correct answer is just the parenthesis. The parenthesis is not her students. So we are telling the teacher is in the class. Okay, not her students. So that particular words, not her student, is just parenthesis, and that has nothing to do with the verb. Next, the manager is here now. The manager, not many workers. Okay, not many of his workers. So that particular group of sentences ignore a parenthesis there before. That should be ignored. Like, okay, that has nothing to do with the sentence. The manager is a singular noun, hence it is a singular verb. Rule number 9. Accompaniment concord. When any of these following words are used, the subject of the clause would be the noun and the pronoun that comes before the marker of accompaniment. Words like alongside, as well as, together, no less than, in association with, or including, with, collaboration with, etc. For example, Mary, as well as her friends, is beautiful. We will not say Mary, as well as her friends, are beautiful. The correct answer is because here the noun, just give me a second. Here Mary is a noun, okay, that comes before as well. Hence, Mary is a subject and it is a singular noun. So hence we are using a singular verb. The kids alongside the parents are here. We will not say the kids, the little kids alongside their parents is here. The answer is are. The little kids alongside their parents are here, not is, because the little kids comes before alongside. Okay. The subject is plural, hence we use the plural verb. So this is rule number 9, accompaniment concord. Next, rule number 10, more than concord. When more than is used, the word or number that comes after more than will determine the next verb. For example, more than 2 apples are here. More than 1 oranges is here. So in the first statement, the answer is are, not is. Because 2 attracts, we have before are, we have 2 apples. But in the second statement, the correct answer is, not are. Because it attracts 1. Sorry. Rule number 11. Indefinite pronoun concord. When any of the following words are used, you should use a singular verb. Such words are everybody, everything, everyone, everywhere, no one, nothing, nobody, nowhere, something, someone, somebody, anyone, anything, anybody, anywhere, and each. The next verb must be singular. Okay, let's see a sentence. Nothing goes. Okay, it will not be nothing go. Next, everybody likes him. Not everybody like him. Next, everybody thinks he stole the money. Not everybody think. Okay, the verb must be singular. So this is rule number 11. Indefinite pronoun concord. Rule number 12. Relative concord. When who, whose, which, and that refers to a previously mentioned noun or pronoun, such noun is a relative noun. Okay, there is an example given here. One of the farmers who plant on the farm has been asked to withdraw. So we will not say one of the farmers who plants. We will not say plants because here one is given. So one of the farmers who plant on the farm has been asked to withdraw. Now we have come to the end of today's session. I've given you 3 worksheets. Please, I want you all to practice these worksheets. I've given you simple questions. It's not complicated. Okay, so please practice this worksheet, and if you have any doubts, write in the comment box below. So this is okay. So these are the worksheets that I've given today. So this is worksheet number 2. Choose the correct form of verb that agrees with the subject. Simple sentences I've given. I hope you will be able to do this. If you have any doubts, kindly drop in your comments in the comment box. So this is the third worksheet I've given for mandative subjunctive concord. It's a very easy one. You'll be able to do it definitely. And kindly submit your worksheets to my email address so that I'll be able to correct and respond back to you. So this particular lesson is not over yet. It has to be continued, and you will have part 2 in this week, and that particular session will have the remaining 12 concords, so I'll be able to finish it. And after which I plan to take next lessons based on adverbs, pronouns, and I also wanted to do a specific lesson for interview sessions. So positively I'll be able to complete it by this week. If you have any requests or suggestions, please drop in the comment box below. Given in the email ID given in the description box. Thank you for watching. And if you have any suggestions, kindly write it to me or write in the comment box below. Subscribe this video if you have not subscribed yet, and press the bell icon to get regular notifications. If you like this video, then give a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Meet you in another interesting topic. You have a good day.